I've had a lot of guys in the past reach out to me and ask questions about blue balls and what do you do if you get blue balls, and how do you not play with yourself if you have blue balls, like you've got to get it out, man. You're hiking on Blue Ball Mountain and there's no other way but to just let loose. Okay, now there's a few things that you can do, and these are ancient techniques that you can try. There are also things that I've cultivated myself and I've done myself if I ever have blue balls. And I haven't had any blue balls for a long time, years, okay, years. And the fact of the matter is that if you have blue balls, you're edging, okay? If you're not familiar with edging, now the phrase is essentially derived from, yes, we've got construction going on in the background again, but the sun's out, so I'm going to do a video outside. So edging is essentially where you are allowing yourself to linger in eye contact of the body of a woman, or you're scrolling through Instagram, or you're on the corn sites and you don't play with yourself, like actually play with yourself, but you're kind of allowing your energy to leak, so to speak, okay? Now, the antidote here, a few things that you can do initially is put your pelvis up on, I have a foam roller that I'll put my pelvis up on, and then try to get the blood flow to go from your testicles back to your brain, because really what this is symbolizing is that there's a hyper concentrated nerve ending and blood flow to the sacral chakra energy, right, or the genital area. So what you're going to want to do and focus on is changing up the blood flow, getting the blood flow to change in different directions. Okay, now if that doesn't work, then what you could try is the natural condom technique. Now, this natural condom technique is practiced, as far as I know, in the ancient Egyptian, teachings, I suppose you could say. And if you really feel like you are on the edge of letting loose, the natural condom is that in between your anus and your scrotum, there's going to be a pressure point, basically, where you can press on that pressure point, and you can try to relieve the blood flow there as well. And that natural condom essentially is, now I heard about this initially from this guy named Master of Earth, okay? And I did some research on it and I developed my own technique with it, etc. Shout out to this guy, Master of Earth. He's got a lot of great videos, okay? I don't really do a lot of shout outs because I like to just stay focused on my content and what I'm doing. But this guy is very advanced in his technique and his spiritual endeavors. So if you've never checked him out, definitely worth checking out. He's also got videos on sun gazing as well, which if you are a Regal Change old timer, you know that I'm a devout sun gazer now. And I heard about sun gazing before I heard about him. So, there's a lot of things where I saw the correlation and the causation kind of overlap. Even though correlation doesn't always equal causation, it still is the case. Well, then the third thing that you can do is to just let go of the desire. Okay, now this is going to be something where if you're doing leg day, for example, most of the wet dreams that I've had on my retention journey and my celibacy journey has come from when I do leg day, because the blood flow is in the legs, right? And so whenever I'm doing leg day, I'm always not cautious. I don't want to say cautious, but I'm purposeful in how I stretch afterward. And I want to make sure that I'm doing back bends and whatever, just to try to get that blood flow going just from my legs into other parts of my body. And so and being out in the sun helps the blood flow as well into different areas of your body, because right here, right now, like the sun's actually pretty warm. Like I'm not sweating yet, but man, who knows? I might be sweating here in a few minutes because it's a little bit warm. Holy smokes. It sounds like they're freaking grinding rocks with their teeth, man. Like it's like they're grinding rocks with their tongue on their like, it's like oh man, whatever. But I hope it's not too loud for you guys, because there's actually a lot of valuable information in this content video. But the main thing is that when you're on the hike to Blue Ball Mountain with a man with a full sack, you have to simply accept it. Okay? There's no other way to go about it. You just have to accept that this is where you're at right now. This is what you're going through. If you try to relinquish what you're going through, then you're actually just going to hinder your progress. But if you accept it and don't judge it, okay? Something that I've talked about with my Godlike Mastery clients, as well as in the Regal Academy recently, is I've talked a lot about the Shadow Lab. Okay, so I've developed this term and coined this term, the Shadow Lab, to discuss when we go into the shadow and we're looking at our own shadows, psychologically speaking, it's vital for us to see that everything that we see in our shadow is not to be judged, at least not initially. It's not to be labeled initially. It's just let the experience be what the experience is going to be, and then we can move forward from that as we need to. Man, this is great coffee, if I do say so myself, because I made it. But this is also where the Lovers of Uncertainty comes into play. In my book, the Book of Oldishness, the link is in the description box below, you'll see where I talk a lot about Lovers of Uncertainty and PIMs. Okay, PIMs are essentially portrayals in mind. Okay, so these are the precursors to the narrative field that you're feeding into your consciousness. So the narrative field that you're feeding with your symbolic narrative structure is going to reflect in how you act and how you be in this life. So if you have a narrative structure that is, oh, I can't stop lusting, or I can't stop looking at women, like, try to see if you can see, like, the next time you see a woman that you're like, damn. See first if you can just appreciate the beauty of what the soul of existence made in the form of how it's being expressed in that moment. Look at the woman not with lust. Jeez. Look at the woman not with lust, but a sense of like divine beauty. Okay, appreciate the divine beauty that she is. And you can start to do this with men too. I'm not saying you're going to be attracted to men, but what I'm saying is that you can see the soul of existence express itself in many different forms of being, okay? And this includes men. But especially as men, when we look at women, we see this like earthly groundingness, because the sexuality of a woman is grounded through the spirit of a man, and the sexuality of the man is grounded through the earthliness of the woman, okay? But this is also why men are actually more beautiful. A man who is in his full form and has a full sack, he's going to be the most beautiful, like physically and archetypally and spiritually. And that presence is going to radiate itself. So whenever you go to on the hike to Blue Ball Mountain and you got blue balls, think of it as a form of grace. Okay, now what's going to happen also is that I don't recommend, because the few times that I have had blue balls in the past 4 years now since I've done semen retention, The few times that I have had blue balls, I just let myself like kind of be in pain. Okay, like I know that sounds masochistic, but it's actually not. Like I let my unconscious tell me what's actually going on in my dreams. So in the dream state, if I do have a wet dream, I'll usually have a dream. Well, obviously, like if I have a nocturnal emission, actually, let's say, if I have a nocturnal emission, I will usually have a wet dream with that. So there will be a dream that tells me certain things about what's going on in my own personal unconscious as well as the collective unconscious. So what I do is I just let the blue balls be what it's going to be. It's going to suck. It's going to be painful, but I learn from the experience and I integrate what I need to and I move forward accordingly. Okay, so for example, there was one time when I had blue balls, and this was like a year or so ago, and I had a dream that, oh, they got the beepers out now. Man, it's really too bad, because this is such like really informative. I guess the people that will hear this message don't really care about the construction. Maybe that's just me. So I'll just focus on the content. But anyway, so where were we? Oh yeah, when I had blue balls about a year ago, that was really the last time I've had blue balls. It was that night I had a dream about a cougar woman who was trying to take my energy. And she was trying to take my energy by telling me all these sweet nothings in the dream. And this is a woman that I regularly saw at the gym, and I wasn't infatuated with her, but I really enjoyed the potential possibility of being with her, because man, she's a cougar, but she's hot, man. She's hot. But I know that nothing's going to come from it. So what do? I accept my desire. I accept that this is just part of my humanity, my primal magnetic formulas of life. But I don't let it get to me. Okay, I don't let it get to me. Now, I simply witness it. I observe it, because I'm not the body. Okay, if I can observe the body and I can observe my thoughts, well, then that means that I'm not the body and I'm not my thoughts. So who exactly are you? Who am I? You know, Ramana Maharshi talked a lot about this, where the easiest and most simple way to get to the bottom of who you really are is to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? To be enlightened, that's what the recommendation was from this great sage. But anyways, this is a powerful video, a very powerful video. And the wind is blowing now. It's beeping everywhere. We've got the crunchy crunch. We've got construction happening everywhere. So I hope that this new internal structure was helpful for you and useful for you. I hope everybody stays blessed. Peace. Until next time.